Teams is software is not working properly from last. कल से कुछ गड़बड़. Anyways, so आस्था खंडेलवाल, अभिज्ञान गुप्ता, आदित्य, अंकित, अर्पण, आशुतोष, आयुष बोथरा, ऋतिक भारद्वाज, इशप्रीत, जमीमा, करण अग्रवाल, कौशल, लक्ष्य लारका, मेघना, नवीन, नव्या, नेहा सिंह, राघव दुबे, संभव गर्ग, सान्या, सरवंश, सौरभ यादव, शाहिद चौहान, श्रेया, वंशिका are in the class now. Okay, so let me just take you to the presentation. Okay, so today is the 19th session and we will be studying about the company secretary, that what is the role of company secretary, how the company secretary plays an important role and all that. So this will all be a part of what we will be studying today. Okay, so let us just proceed further with it. Yeah, so now who is a company secretary and what is a company secretary? First we will just see that. So who is a company secretary? A company secretary is a principal in employee even though he holds a very high rank. So for sure company secretary is a person who is at a very top level of the company. He is a secretary of the company, you can see it, and he is not a secretary of any of the directors or so. He is a secretary of the company, or you can say he actually assists or he actually guides the company to just do its work in a proper way. So he or she may be a chief executive, and then his position is near to those of the directors. In reality, he is the only employee who has the advisory powers. So the only employee of the company who can advise the company, he is having all the advisory power, being a company secretary, to give advice to not only the director but to the company also. It means to the company means to all the shareholders. He can actually address the shareholders too. So CS advice is pursued in carrying out general administration and in the decision making process at the time of framing the policies of the company. So it is he who actually is a why he is at such a high position, why he is at such a high position. You know about this company secretary is yeah, is anyone of you pursuing this course of company secretary or has been doing it before in your class? कोई भी नहीं कर रहा है. Okay, सुना है आप लोगों ने? Have you heard about this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what it is? Yes, Shreya. What it is about? Who is a company secretary and what the company secretary does? Come on, anyone of you? Yes, come on. Who is a chartered accountant? Who is a CA? Come on, tell me. ACCA कर रहे हो, CA नहीं पता? आस्था खंडेलवाल. श्रेया, आस्था को एब्सेंट मार्क करना जरा.
Sir, yes, sir.
Who is a chartered accountant?
So, chartered accountant mainly focuses on subjects like finance, taxation, accounting.
What he does after just studying these subjects, what he does? I think company secretary also focuses on all these subjects. So what is the difference between a CS and a CA?
So CA Basically looks about the financial accounts of the company, and company secretary is an expert in the company law, so it gives ex- company secretary expertise is regarding company law and how a company need to abide by the law. And
And what does CA does? CA is also having all the knowledge of company law.
but it is more accounts oriented, financial statement. He does more of financial statement related work.
And what
And
company secretary does?
um, wi- uh, work related to company law, like
So his role is related to the law. Ishpreet, yeah, you tell me.
So CS main work is to comply with the statutory and regulatory requirements, whereas a CA's main work is related to financial decision making and financial advising.
Very good. So a company secretary is a person who actually tells the company how to comply with the law, whereas a CA's role is more towards the financial part, or you can say the accounting part. Finance part can be seen by a company secretary also, because it doesn't needs a specified degree. But in case of a CA, the accounting part is to be, and the CA actually gives a certificate to the company that it has complied with all the requirements. At the same time, company secretary gives a certificate that the secretarial standards have properly been followed, and it has complied all the legal formalities. So such type of certificate CA cannot issue. Only a company secretary can issue to the for the company. Okay, so both the people are at a different places, but both are equally important. Rather, company secretary is more important because he actually works at the top level management, and he is the only one employee who is having the advisory power. If CA and CS both are employed in a company secretary will be having he's having a edge over the chartered accountant being in a company as a in the job. Okay, so that is what the company secretary is. So this is so what he does is, so his advice is pursued in carrying out the general administration and the decision making process at the time of framing the policies of the company. Not only at the time of framing policies, but his advice is required in order to execute that policy also. And whenever you are going with at any strategic thing, the role of company secretary comes in the picture. So he is consulted to determine the lawful suggestion for the policy decisions. Therefore, he or she is the only outsider who is present at the board meeting. So sometimes when the company secretaries are also invited in the board meeting, so he is the outsider, means he actually is not a person who actually executes, but he is a person who advises the board how to move further. So the board also take cares that I must not take, or we must not take any action which is against the company to go for. So that is how the board also comply with that, that it also takes proper you can say the advice from the company secretary regarding the compliance of the things. Okay, in the third, actually legal compliance, they are more concerned about the legal compliance of the companies. Okay, fine. So uh, fine. So company secretary is a person who is a member of, now who can be company secretary? A person who is a member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. They are appointed by the company to perform the functions of a company secretary. Okay, so a person only who is a member of ICSI can only become a company secretary. So who is required to have the company secretary or KMP? So company secretaries are actually those professionally qualified people. So every company, small companies cannot afford to have a company secretary, but there is some mandate that a company having such and such paid up share capital, for example, this is 5 crores. So all listed company and all other company having a paid up share capital of rupees 5 crores or more must have a whole time key managerial person and shall have the following whole time key managerial persons, namely MD, executive director, manager in their absence, a whole time director, company secretary, and a chief financial officer. So they have to appoint these people as such in it. So company secretary is a one person who is actually a person who will be. Now The chief financial officer is also a person. He can be a chartered accountant and he can also be a company secretary. So there is no qualification as such mentioned to be a CFO of a company. So a CFO of a company can be a CS also, he can be a CA also. Okay, so but it is preferred that the companies, those who are appointing the chief financial officer, they prefer to have a chartered accountant. And let me tell you one more thing, the course which you are doing at ACCA, you can also be a CFO of a company, because again it is having no prescribed qualification. So here whosoever will be having a knowledge of that level, that the company that can advise a company in going with the financial advice of the or the if the company is seeking any financial advice, then those people who are capable of giving the financial advice can be appointed as a chief financial officers of the company. And all these people, now if you see this MD, chief executive officer, manager, these all are the people those whom to whom the company belongs to. They all are directors, but company secretary and chief financial officer, they are the outsiders, you can say. So even a chief financial officer can be one of the directors also. Even company secretary can also be one of the directors of the company. Okay, so these are the people those who are called key managerial personnels. Okay, so company secretary is also one of the key managerial person for the company. So what is the time period for which the appointment of company secretary is done? So Companies Act 2013 does not provide the period wherein the company has to designate a company secretary as a key managerial personnel, but it is advisable to appoint company secretary as KMP in the first board meeting itself. So there is no there is no limit as such that when the CSB appointed as a KMP, but it is advisable, because if you have a company secretary, to take the advice of company secretary from the very first board meeting. Okay, so accordingly it is appointed. Now, what is the process of appointment of a company secretary? So first of all, what is to be done is that the board meeting is to be arranged. So arrange a board meeting only after giving a notice to every director to discuss besides others the following matters. So they have to arrange a board meeting and then approve the terms and conditions at which the CS is proposed to be appointed. So the board will actually approve the format, the terms and the conditions on the basis of which the CS, his remuneration, when he will be coming, going, and his timings and all everything, his roles. Okay, so that will be decided. And then they have to obtain a written consent from the person who is to be appointed as a company secretary. So first, before this, what they do is, because company is going to hire a company secretary, then the company's director must understand that the company secretary who is going to be hired by that particular company must be having the knowledge of all the laws, all the related things for which he has been appointed for. So there will be a proper interview process in which they will select a person to whom, or they may select 2-3 persons who may be appointed, and then afterwards they can just ask for consent of all these persons who are finally selected in the interview, and then arrange for a board meeting. And for such board meeting, because they are going to appoint a key managerial person who will be going to advise them also in the near future, and who will be able to do the things on the behalf of the board, filing of the things and other things. So that it's a position which is a trustworthy position also. So every director must be given a notice, so that everyone should come and discuss the matters with related to this. And then when the consent is taken from all those people, those who are selected, and then out of those, the best person will be informed about his appointment. So then after he is informed, then the stock exchange also is to be informed that who will be the company secretary of the company, because it is a listed one. So it has to inform the stock exchange with which the shares of the company are listed on the date of this meeting before the board meeting. So stock exchange must also be given a notice that we are going to conduct a board meeting in which the company secretary is to be appointed. Then further, the inform the said stock exchange within 15 minutes of the board meeting of the outcome of the meeting by letter or fax. So as soon as they have appointed any company secretary, so within 15 minutes of the board, they should send a letter or a fax to the stock exchange that we have appointed such and such person as a company secretary and as a key managerial person. And then they have to file a relevant form in which with fees with ROC within 30 days, because a registrar of companies must also be informed that a person has been appointed as a company secretary of the company, and this must happen within 30 days from the date of the appointment. ROC can be informed even after 13 days, but the stock exchange must be informed within 15 minutes. So why it is so? Any one of you? Why there is so urgency to inform the stock exchange about the appointment of a company secretary? Jamima, can you guess? Jamima, are you there?
Yes, sir. I don't know.
Why there is so urgency? Yeah, Sanya?
Sir, because the company secretary can also influence the shareholders. So the stock exchange should be informed about this, because if any major decisions are taken by the shareholders because of the company secretary's suggestions, then they should.
Shareholders cannot take decision like this without calling a meeting.
Yes, sir, but still a CS can influence their decisions.
In
So
15
if
minutes. 15 minutes, see this time period, 15 minutes. You are on the track. Sanya, you are on the track. Think more. Yes, come on.
The stock market changes every minute because huge difference can be made in 15 minutes.
Okay, so what to do with the stock market then in 15 minutes? What CS will do? Yes.
Sir, I think the people's sentiments are based on that. If the company secretaries change, then like people will think that something's wrong, or like there is some transformation in the structure of the company.
Of course, there is transformation in the board structure, or there is transformation in the management and control of the company.
So because of that, like the new, like people will buy shares, or like people will sell the shares.
Because of
stock.
change of company secretary, normally it doesn't happen. But yeah, what Saurabh has said, what Sanya has said, and what you are saying is you are on the correct track, all of you, that he may not influence the shareholders, but he may influence the market. Okay, so what happens, because let me tell you, have you heard about this word insider trading? Have you heard about this word before?
Yes, sir.
What is that? What is insider trading?
Sir, like the internal members or the management people get the knowledge of what is happening, like what's going to happen, like what's going to change before, like before it actually happens, like before the common man knows.
Because before the common man knows, before those people, those who have invested their hard money in the stock exchange, before they know, these people can do the trading on the stock exchange being the insider of the company. Insider means a person who is having a position of such a sensitive knowledge which can actually influence the stock market as such. So that is the reason why within 15 minutes the stock exchange must be informed, okay, that who is the company secretary now, because that is a sufficient time for him to affect the shares, or to some extent he may do so. So that's why the stock exchange must be informed within 15 minutes that yes, now he has become an insider. Now someone has become an insider. Now that someone may affect the stock market to any extent. So if it is not done, then you may not catch hold of that person. Okay. So even sometimes it is also done that as soon as a person who is leaving the company and who is joining the company, to certain extent their mobile phones and their communication means are also subject to surveillance. It happens sometimes, because if this information is so sensitive, then it is done. Okay, am I clear about this? Everyone, whosoever have just now given their views. Now, Jamima, Sanya, Saurabh, and Abhigyan, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Fine. So then afterwards, what is to be done is then you have to inform the ROC within 30 days of the appointment and pay the requisite fee for the same, and then make necessary entries in the register of directors and secretaries. So there is a one register which is the register of directors and secretaries. Now see, his name is also written along with the directors of the company. Okay, So the whole time secretary indicates that the company secretary must be in the employment of the company, means he is the employee of the company. He is on the rolls of the company. Okay. So that is what it is. So next comes the roles and responsibilities of a company secretary. So first most important role is he has to hold the meeting of the board of directors. He has to first of all prepare the agenda of the meeting. He has to be in touch with the directors. He has to first of all prepare the agenda of the meeting and must hold a valid meeting. So there has to be, then after preparing the agenda, he will just give the notice of the meeting to all the directors. He will ensure that their presence and will conduct the meeting within the, the legal preview of the company, that the time of holding the meeting, the place of holding the meeting, these all things must be actually be there when you are when these meetings are to be done, right? Next is general meetings. So not only the board meetings, but he must be able to attend. He must be able to conduct the general meetings of the shareholders also. So these all are to be conducted within certain time frame. So number of meetings to happen. So he has to prepare the minutes of the meeting also after giving the notice and after conducting the meeting. He has to prepare the minutes, and minutes are to be circulated to everyone. So these all are the things which a company secretary has to take care of. Next is regarding memorandum and the articles of association. So because he has been appointed in between, he is not a subscriber to memorandum and articles of association, but at the same time, if any alteration is changed, if any alteration is to be made in the memorandum or the articles of the association of the company, he must do such changes as soon as possible. Okay, for example, the company is exhausted with its authorized capital. Now, he cannot issue the further capital without changing the authorized capital. So the company has to first change the memorandum of association, increase the capital therein, and then only it can go for a increase in the called up capital. You can say that it can ask for the public also for the capital unless the memorandum is changed. So accordingly, if the company is going with some company is suppose diversifying, a company which was a textile company, now it is going in telecommunication like Reliance. So accordingly, the main object of the company in the memorandum of association has to be changed. For example, a company office has shifted from one place to another. So because it happens, because when the company grows, the companies I have seen various companies from Jaipur, they have moved their office from Jaipur to Mumbai and to Delhi. So in that case, there is a change in the state. So the jurisdiction of ROC will also change, and accordingly, they have to make changes in their memorandums of association. For example, the company is going for declaration of the dividend, and the dividend rules and regulations are governed by articles of association. So if there is any change in it, so it has to make sure that the changes are first done in the articles of association because it's a public document, and then only the such change will be applicable to the company as such. Next is it has to fulfill all the requirements of the stock, and that is one thing which why the stock exchange actually wants it to be informed as soon as possible. So there are certain requirements of the stock exchange which a company secretary has to fulfill regarding the listing of the companies, the listing of the new shares which are coming, delisting of certain shares which are not to be traded in the stock exchanges, and further if it is coming for a public issue, then the stock exchange must be informed. A permission is to be taken from the stock exchange in order to list the existing shares which are coming up in the open market for the public to deal in before it should be listed, and the stock exchange must be informed accordingly. So these all are the other various requirements of the stock exchange, and there are various compliances which are to be done in the stock exchange under clause 49. Also, and there are various other requirements in the entire law which is to be made by the stock. So, example, the company is winding up, so it has to delist its shares, all the shares from the stock market. So, accordingly, there are certain requirements which the stock market must be complied with, and the company secretary is responsible for making such type of things. Okay. Further, the statutory registers have to be maintained. So, you have seen. The register of members, the register of charges, register of debenture holders, register of directors, register of shareholders, register of you can say the other people, and all these type of registers are to be maintained by the company secretary, and he has to take care that these registers are maintained and are available for inspection during certain period of time to the members of the company or to the general public as the case may be. Next is the statistical books, the company, to what extent what was the volume of the trade of the company in certain period, what was the shares, how much was the volume of the shares traded, and all these type of things. The the director has to, the company secretary has to ensure, and they have to keep the records. Next is some statutory returns it has to file. For example, when you are issuing the shares, return has to be filed at the time when the company is formed. There are certain forms to be filed with the ROC, and so certain time appointment of directors are done. The compliances are to be done. If you are going for charges, there are certain returns to be formed to the ROC in certain forms. Okay, so if you are going for any issue of debentures or anything else, so there are certain compliances and the statutory requirements and returns which are to be filed by the company secretary to the registrar of companies. This all will be done, and further the reports and the accounts. So how proper because maintenance of accounts will be done by chartered accountant, but how it will be maintained, it has to be seen by a company secretary. So a company secretary must ensure that the proper accounts and reports are properly prepared. The annual report is properly prepared by the company. Every quarter there is a reporting of the accounts of the company in the vernacular newspaper. These all are to be published, and these all are the duties of the company secretaries to report and prepare the accounts and maintain the accounts. Next is registration of shares. So the companies are also required to register their shares because whenever the registration happens, the registration has to happen not only with the company but also with the stock exchanges. So these all are the requirements of now it's a company secretary who is responsible for all these things. So registration of shares is one of the important things, because on the basis of that only the dividend is to be declared. Next is the communication to and from the shareholders. So it is the company secretary who is a mediator between the shareholder and the company. So he actually communicates the company's declaration of dividend, any announcement of right issues to the shareholders, and shareholders can also communicate to the company through the company secretary. They can directly write to the company secretary if they have any grudges, if somebody has not received any dividend, so they can write to the company through the company secretaries and get their things resolved. So if there are any dissenting shareholders at the time of merger of the companies, so that at that time also the shareholder must file a complaint to the company secretary that regarding their grudges and grievances if they are having any. So they say he is actually a person, you can say he's having a pivotal role in just in maintaining the cordial relationship between the company and the general public too. Next is issue of shares and the capital structuring. So at the same time, when the company is going for, suppose for example, expansion. So at that time also the company will be having this key major person as a company secretary who will be responsible for managing the restructuring of the company. As such, he can proceed further, in order to just ensure that the issue of the shares and the capital requirement of the company has been properly fulfilled. All the compliances are there, because here the public is substantially interested. So when the public is having a substantially interested role at that time, it is a duty of the company secretary to be very, very careful and save the company from all the legal requirements as such in the near future. Next is your acquisition, disposal, and the mergers. So acquisition and disposal and the acquisition, disposals, and the mergers. At that time also, when the company is strategically acquiring some other company, at that time when the company is disposing of its current part or current assets of the company, and when they are going for the mergers, at these three strategic points, it is required that the company secretary must inform or you can say file a proper reports. Not only this, but also file the proper compliances with the ROC and deal with the public and the employees of the company as such, because when the acquisition, disposal, or a merger happens, many stakeholders are affected. which includes the employee of the company, shareholders of the company, debtors, there are creditors, the customers are also getting affected. So he has to frame a strategic roadmap in order to ensure that the corporate compliances are done well in advance. Not only this, but he must ensure that the company must do well in the future. Next is, and the foremost important, is the corporate governance, that the company is governed by the directors, as we know very well, but at the same time, it is requirement that the company secretary must ensure there is proper governance. The number of directors, number of independent directors, number of women directors in the board eligibility, or you can say the legal compliance regarding the boards must be properly done. The proper meeting should happen. The company's decisions should be properly documented and accordingly conveyed to the lower management for their implication. This is all is regarding corporate governance. Further, the common seal of the company is in the custody of a company secretary only. So when it is a public limited company, the common seal of the company has to be in the custody of company secretary. So he has to protect the common seal and must apply the common seal wherever it is necessary, and only after passing a proper resolution in the meeting of the company regarding the applicability of the common seal. So these things are there, and the company secretary can be appointed as a because he is also one of the key managerial person. So according to section 203(1), when it is read with the rule 8 of the company's appointment and remuneration of the managerial person rules 2014, following companies are mandated to appoint the whole-time company secretary. So as I've already told you that all the companies need not to appoint a company secretary. For example, a company who has been formed just with 2 persons, those who are going to start, they will not be able to afford the company secretary because the salaries to be paid are in lakhs. So that's why a company secretary has to be must be appointed. So it is the law has not mandated that every company will appoint a company secretary. So a company secretary can be appointed by every listed company, a public company is having a paid up share capital of 10 crore rupees or more, or a public company is having a paid up share capital of 5 crore rupees. Okay. And a company is having a paid up share capital of 10 crore rupees or more are mandated to appoint a company secretary. So these are the companies who must appoint. Actually, the second point is regarding a private company. Okay, so here let me just make the correction over here. This is not a public company. This is a private company. Just a moment. Private company which is having a share capital of 5 crores or more. Now it is correct. Okay. So public company having a paid up share capital of 10 crore rupees or more, and a private company having a paid up share capital of 5 crore rupees or more, and a company is having a paid up share capital of 10 crore rupees or more are mandated to have a company secretary. So further, as a key managerial person, what is the role? So the management function of implementing the important decisions comes under responsibility of the key managerial person, as the name suggests, is a person who is having a key responsibilities and the roles of the company as such. So as per section 170 of the Act, the details of the securities held by the key managerial persons in the company or his holding subsidiary or subsidiary of a company or an associated company should be disclosed and recorded in the registrar in the register of the books of the company. So KMP has a right to be heard in the meetings of the audit committee while considering the auditor's report. However, they do not have a right to vote, but at the same time they are having all the rights to give the advice. Okay. Further, according to section 189(2), KMP should disclose to the company within 30 days of the appointment related to their concerns, interest in the other association, which are required to be included in the register. So they have to tell all their concerns also. So if a company secretary or a secretary who is appointed as a KMP, he also has to ensure certain things. So what are the things which he has to ensure? He has to facilitate the meetings of the board members and general meetings and maintain the minutes of the meeting, and to assist the board members in conduct of the affairs of the company, to perform the duties as prescribed by the board of directors, and to represent the company before the tribunal, regulators and other authority. So most of the functions over here, if you see, which are given under section 2.4 and read with section 205, are more or less related to the legal aspects. So now who are the persons who are not eligible to be a company secretary? So these are given under section 196 of the Companies Act, that a company shall not appoint or continue the employment of a managing director, whole-time director, or a manager. So these are not only requirement of the company secretary, but these are also the requirement of each and every key managerial person. So a person who has not attained the age of 21 and who has exceeded the age of 69 may not be appointed in a full-time condition. Further, a person who is a uncharged insolvent, or who has been adjudged as an insolvent, or person who is who is having a record of holding payments of its creditors, or a person who is convicted by the court and has been in for the imprisonment for 6 months, he cannot even be a director of the company. So if a person has been sentenced to imprisonment or has been fined for more than 1,000 for the conviction of the offences, and a person has been convicted of the offences under the COFEPOSA Act. COFEPOSA is Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities Act, and such person has to be an Indian resident. Then only he will be eligible to be a key managerial person. Otherwise not. Okay, so this was all about for you today. So from tomorrow we will be going with from session 20 to 23rd, we will be studying the winding up of the company. If you see your course material, we are well on track. So 19th session, and in 19th session it was company secretary, which we have studied till now. So any question from any of you, please tell me. Yeah, come on. Any question? Yes, Sanya, any question from your side?
No, sir.
Okay, Jamima, Shreya, Abhigyan.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, how many company secretaries can be there in one company? Like maximum, how can?
The company secretary can only be one. There can be other assistant company secretaries, but one person has to take the responsibility of being a company secretary. And further, companies can have at least one is required, but otherwise company can make other persons also responsible. So this is again a legal department of the company who actually takes care of the appointment. So there can be even 10 to 12 company secretaries also in the same company, but they have a different roles to play, and they report to one person, and that one person will be held responsible for everything. Okay. So that one person only will be held as a company secretary, and his name only will be forwarded to the registrar of companies to be appointed as a company secretary only. So one person can have one company can have only one company secretary, because he is the person who will sign the annual reports of the company also. Without his signing, annual reports cannot be filed in the registrar of companies office. So I hope you can appreciate the power of a company secretary. So let me tell you one more thing I have told you before also. Your sir, I mean myself, I am also a company secretary, and I have worked for the companies before too. Was behind certain IPOs also, which I discussed with you when I introduced myself in the beginning of the class. I suppose you might be remembering that. So anything related to corporate companies, I have been very close association with. That's why I'm teaching you this particular subject, which is called corporate law. Fine, let me take your attendance then. Anything else if you want to ask? Or sometimes if I will get time, I will tell you that how actually companies work, how the embezzlement happens, how you can save yourself from that. So these all things, can be discussed sometime when we will be free. We'll definitely just go for all this. Okay, fine. Let me take the attendance. Okay. So Asta Khandelwal, please say yes, sir. Asta Khandelwal, Abhigyan Gupta, Aditya,
Yes,
Ankit, Arpan Mishra, Marshi, Ayush
Yes,
Botra,
yes, sir.
ऋतिक भारद्वाज,
Yes, sir.
ईश्वरीत सिंह, जानवी सिंह, जमीमा,
sir.
करण अग्रवाल, कौशल अग्रवाल, लक्ष्य लारका, मेघना दुरिया, नमन जालान, नवीन चांदलानी, नव्या सिंह, नेहा सिंह राठौर, प्रियम मिलन,
Present, sir.
प्रियांशी शर्मा, राघव दुबे, संभव गर्ग, सान्या कंवर,
Yes, sir.
सरवंत सिन्हा, सौरभ यादव,
Yes, sir.
शाहिद चौहान, शारा खान,
Present,
श्रेया
sir.
ठाकुर, तुषार खंडेलवाल,
Yes, sir.
Ritika Sunil,
Yes, sir.
and Yashwardhan.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Present, sir.
And, have a nice day. Enjoy the
Thank
day.
you.
Enjoy
Thank you,
sir. Bye, sir.
classes also.
Have a nice day, sir.
Have some good food and enjoy. Take care. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you, sir. Bye,
Bye.
sir. Take care, sir. Bye, sir.